Thank you for tuning in to AWANI. As festive shopping surges online and in-store, so do cyber risk. Lots of shopping, lots of deals, and unfortunately lots of scammers waiting to take advantage. So today we're cutting through the noise with practical guidance to keep organizations and consumers protected. So joining us is Subalakshmi Ganapati, Chief IT Security Evangelist at Manage Engine. Good morning, Subalakshmi. Great to have you. And let's get straight into what people need to know now. With the festive season upon us, higher transaction volumes, heavier marketing traffic and distracted users, people are rushing to buy things online, clicking on promotions and praying on the go. So what kinds of scams or cyber threats should both organizations and everyday consumers be extra careful about right now? Are there certain tricks scammers tend to use more during this time of the year?
Thank you for having me and wishing you all a very advanced Happy New Year. And when it comes to, like festive season, there has always been, like the cyber attacks that has been happening, leveraging people shopping online and making the transactions online. The predominant scam that happens is phishing, where you click the malicious link and then you get to reveal your credit card details and it will end up leading to the financial scam. So most importantly, when such festive season occurs, or the year-end sales occurs, it's predominantly phishing leading to the financial scam for the consumers. And when it comes to organizations, it's going to be the holiday season with lean staffing. So they'll try to break the glass and break into the security and steal the data that the attackers need to sell it in the dark web. So these are some things that people need to be aware of and watch out and be vigilant before every click that they make during the festive season is really important.
What are early indicators that you see on these scams, especially during festive season?
So this scam usually is mimicking now that the Gen AI has come into pictures. The phishing emails are no longer mimicking the Nigerian prince old phishing content. It's going to be even more prompt, even more accurate when it comes to the tone, the language, and the method of delivery is going to be more accurate. So finding that will be very very tricky. So it's no longer just breaking into the system, but just logging in using the credential stealing. So once the phishing email comes into the inbox and when they click on the link, they reveal the credentials, predominantly the username and the password for probably the bank account or probably the organizational account that they use, and which will be used to break into the defense system. So this is more of the account takeovers or the credential stealing threat that we usually during the year end or the festive season. And once that is done using the anomalous logins, the lateral movement happens to increase the impact or the blast radius of the attack. So usually within the initial movement, they try to spread within the network stealthily without having to notice, so increasing the blast radius or the impact of the attack, and thereby compromising more systems, more data, more servers, and navigating to the critical infrastructure, leading to the complaints violation. So these are some of the usual patterns that we see used during the festive season, starting from phishing, then the anomalous login, then the lateral movement, and then the compromise of the critical infrastructure.
Thank you for elaborating on the prevalent scams such as the fake e-commerce and also data phishing tactics that emerge during this period. But one thing we hear a lot about is fake online shopping websites, pages that look real but are actually traps. And of course, the endless messages that telling you you've won a prize or that your parcel couldn't be delivered. So can you walk us through how these scams usually work in simple terms, and what are easier signs for a regular person to look out for? Maybe things like odd website addresses that is too good to be true deals or requests for personal details. What consumers should do?
So again, everything starts from phishing, and probably the payload gets installed when it comes to the online scams. So it is very important for us to double check the link before we click on, and verify whether we are paying the right people or the right organization is really essential. With all the QR code scams and the online scams up to the mark and increase on year, we need to be very careful on watching out the link. We'll have to ensure that we have the secured online website, that is where the payment or the purchase is happening. We need to ensure whether we are clicking on the link that has https, not just the http. And that is one of the common basic cyber hygiene that we can practice when we were doing online purchase, especially during this time. And second, doubly ensuring before you pay, setting up the OTPs and to your account, and not revealing the OTPs whenever there is an online scam or call that is happening. That is the second cyber hygiene that we can practice. And the third thing is, whenever you are doing a QR code payment, doubly ensure with the organization or with the payment party that the QR code is not tampered, so that the quishing doesn't happen. So these are some of the basic hygiene that we need to take into account when we are doing the online purchases during these hours.
But during high-risk peaks, security needs to be both preventive and resilient at the same time. So for organizations and businesses, the stakes are even higher because a single attack can actually affect many customers. So during busy seasons like this, when everyone's distracted, what are some of the most effective security tools or habits that can actually help keep systems safe? And even simple things like stronger passwords or double checking emails, what really makes a difference during high risk periods if you compare to a low risk periods?
Yeah. So during this high risk period, when it comes to organizations, we need to ensure that the systems are changing. The perimeter is no longer just the firewall, it is going to be the user identities. Like I was saying before, they are not going to break in, they are just going to log in using the existing credentials, so that it's very difficult for us to find out the first instance of anomalous logons, because it always sounds or look legit. So, depending on or strengthening the identity security by implementing multi-factor authentication for the logins, and by adopting, privilege of POLP, the privilege of the permissions to the least privileges, and the zero trust implementation of the zero trust is really essential. So whenever the identity logs in, every time the credential is verified, and only the permissions that are needed to perform certain actions are given to the users, and the permissions are reviewed every time with a proper identity and access management solution, and the tools to monitor the privileged users activity, and overall the user behavior and analytics monitoring is all that is needed for an organizations to continuously monitor the user behavior, the permissions given to the users, the logons that are happening, and the suspicious logon detection using the tools such as the SIEM or the threat detection and response is essential. So this is one part covering the identities, but there are also devices which the users use or the employees use, that could be their mobiles or laptop. And with bring your own device on the rise, we need to ensure that these devices are also secured and not having the vulnerabilities that can be exploited by the attackers. So ensuring that both the users and the devices are secured, and employing the tools such as the UEM, Unified Endpoint Management, or anything that ensures the identity security and threat detection are essential for organization, especially during the high risk period.
Amazing. But realistically speaking, we know that cyber criminals are always evolving and the scams seem to get smarter every year. So looking ahead, Suba, what new emerging types of cyber threats do you think we'll be seeing in the coming years? And how is Managed Engine preparing to help users stay one step ahead?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, this is going to be a critical season, especially the last couple of years. The landscape is changing a lot with the advent of Gen AI coming into the picture, where we are using from the defense mechanisms, we are using AI to improve the accuracy of the defense. The adversaries or the attackers are also employing AI to conduct the attack in a more perfect manner and to make more impact of it. Especially the accuracy and the impact of the attack has been increased with the advent of AI, especially the agentic AI that like polymorphizes the ransomware strings and take decisions on their own based on the defense mechanism that the organization has employed, and find out the vulnerabilities that the organization has in a more accurate way. So this is going to change the way the ransomware operate, the way phishing operates. It's going to change a lot. And similarly, vendors like Manage Engine and us are focusing a large on how to incorporate AI to find out these accurate attacks. And also we are seeing a lot of cyber skill shortages across the world. They're overwhelmed with alert fatigue, or they're overwhelmed with the attacks during the lean period and all of that. So it's going to be the employment of AI to augment the analyst, to augment the security operations of the organizations to find out the attack quick, and to implement the platformization is going to be Manage Engine's approach, because visibility is one of the problem when it comes to cybersecurity, as tools work in silos. So we are working on to provide a holistic a unified platform where they can orchestrate among the different tools, where the visibility is completely given through the platform integration, and where the customizability comes as a part of the platform framework, and AI sits on top of the platform, extending the AI capability across the tools and reducing the blind spots. These are going to be Manage Engine's approach to handle these rising cyber threats and sophisticated attacks.
How are you from Manage Engine, for instance, actually do to preparing through perhaps, for example, behavioral analytics, graph-based identity risk scoring, and also automated playbooks, all these technological and technical terms to actually help the consumers to be aware in the future?
Yeah. So the Manage Engine's approach to platform is built on four pillars, like the extensibility, integrability, customizability, and programmability. So we make our tools very homegrown. It's not bought, it's built on our own. So it talks to each other, the analytics platform and the the endpoint management platform, and starting from there, and the user and identity management platform, and threat detection and response platform, and together they sum up into the IT services management. All of these things talk to each other. The data flow is going to be very seamless, and it's going to provide a customized visualization, as well as the module level customizations for the organizations or bigger enterprises. And it's going to be very easy to use in terms of adopting the programmability using the low code approach. And on top of that, the orchestration framework comes into picture, and the analytics framework comes into picture. And these will reduce the blind spots, and these will provide you the more visibility and find out the threats, reducing the mean time to detect, mean time to investigate, and mean time to respond with automated orchestrations. So providing the unified security platform by bringing all the IT stack together is going to be Manage Engine's approach towards the growing cybersecurity landscape.
Amazing. Thank you so much. That was Subalakshmi Kanapati, the Chief IT Security Evangelist from Manage Engine. So the key message here is to verify before you click, and authenticate before you pay, and monitor before you scale. So for organizations, first test your controls now, and for consumers, trust your skepticism. So stay safe this festive season, and we have a lot more update after this. So we'll go for a short break. We'll be right back.